Run All Night is a 2015 film that I just got back from a screening for, and the plot of this movie is we meet Liam Neeson, who is this guy that's pretty much a drunk. I mean, he's at his lowest of lows. He hasn't been there for his son at all. He walked out of his life, so his son hates him. Until, while on the job, his son accidentally witnesses a murder. And that puts him in the crossfires of some pretty bad people. So when Liam Neeson finds out that his son is in this deep of trouble, he has no choice but to not only get back in his son's life, which is already awkward, but he gets back into the game. He gets back into his old habits, which is killing people. Now, what I thought of Run All Night was I really liked this movie, and this was a surprise. I mean, it's not like I went into this expecting not to like it. I kind of thought I would enjoy it, but not this much. Watching the trailer, I assumed that this was just another Taken-like movie. I mean, I even joked with my friends before seeing it, saying, yeah, this is pretty much Taken 4. Or, this is Taken if he had a son instead of a daughter. But it's not really quite like that at all. I mean, like I said, Liam Neeson at the beginning, you see him and he's drunk, he's at a bar, he's passed out, and when he's awake, he's stumbling over himself, and he's pathetic. And I don't really recall ever seeing him play a character like that. That's just, you don't think of as a badass, at least initially. And you don't, he wasn't the Liam Neeson that we all know by now. So that was interesting. And then when you meet his son, played by Joel Kinnaman, who I'm sure some people recognize as RoboCop, the remake. Maybe not everybody, though. Not everybody really saw that movie. I remember in the RoboCop movie, a lot of people complained about Joel Kinnaman and that he had this wigger-like attitude about himself. And I definitely saw it, but I didn't think it was that much of an issue. Watching him in this movie, yeah, it's there. That's just how he is, apparently. He has that Eminem-like talking style to him. I mean, even I'm half black, and I don't really understand that. But it was amusing. I did understand where he was coming from, but once you get into the backstory on why Liam Neeson wasn't there for him as a father, you get it too, you know, he's not some complete asshole. He has a family, so the stakes are definitely high for him when he gets involved in all of this mess. I'm trying to figure out how much of the actual inner issue that starts all of this chain of events, how much I should get into. Basically, it involves Ed Harris's son. Ed Harris is this old-time sort of mob boss, or at least he runs the streets of sorts. He used to, and his son is trying to be like the next generation of that. He's trying to take over, but he's a fuck-up. This kid is a coke addict, and he acts on impulse. He's constantly trying to impress his father, but it's not really working. And basically, through his actions, it causes a chain of events, and that's how Joel Kinnaman gets involved. He sees the son do this, and that's how the war starts. Now, what I like the most about Liam Neeson having to defend his son is because his character was lifelong friends with Ed Harris's character. In fact, you could say that Ed Harris is the only person who still cared about Liam Neeson's character all of these years. So seeing their closeness, their friendship be completely dissolved for what happens because of the sons, and then seeing the mutual respect, but it's almost like they both understand what has to happen now. They have to try to kill each other. And then most of the movie is Liam Neeson and his son having to survey not only this gang, but even the cops. Because the cops think that they're committing all these crimes and killing all these people, which, I mean, only half really is true. But seeing them basically up against the wall and the whole city after them was pretty crazy, pretty intense. And this movie's rated R. It's bloody. It's violent. Again, I had fun with this. It wasn't what I expected. And I even think it's a better sequel to Taken than the Taken sequels were. So there you go. Some of the other actors I want to mention. Vincent D'Onofrio plays a detective who knows Liam Neeson and knows he's a fuck up and knows about his past and the people he's killed. But for some reason, he's still one of the only good cops in the city, so he's kind of the only person that they could trust. So I appreciate the character. And then Common randomly is in this movie as a hitman. He gets hired by Ed Harris to basically kill the two characters. And Common, I mean, I don't really have too many thoughts of him as an actor. I don't know. He's okay, I guess. But seeing him as a hitman, a hired assassin, cold-blooded, no expression on his face, he was great. He was menacing. He was almost Terminator-like in the way how he went after these guys. So, again, pleasant surprise. Run all night. It was a lot better than I thought. Good action, bloody, violent. It was fun. My rating, I'm going to give it a matinee. I mean, I'm close to giving it a full price, but I don't want to say full price too quick because maybe it was a tiny bit too long and maybe some tiny nitpicky logic things. But again, matinee is pretty solid. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you have any interest in checking out Run All Night. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!